Hello folks, welcome to another video. Today is got into the 60s, mid 60s. It's down to like 60 right now because it's it's almost dark. Had early dinner, so I figured I'd come out and try the CAO, say La Travata. Oh, probably mispronounced it. La Travagliata. Okay, yeah, that's correct. I got my coffee. Got my bottle of water. Hey, you come out and stay inside, dog. So right now, of course, in China they got the coronavirus outbreak going on. And yes, they literally the whole of China is shut down right now, and and I'll show you guys some photos of because I got relatives over there, and the photos that they sent me are from a few days ago, or actually from last weekend. Just lit up nice and solid. So basically, China's Lunar New Year has been canceled, and that's basically the equivalent of canceling Christmas. If you want to compare it to the West. And what people are saying is that it's a virus that crossed over from animals to human through consumption. And some people are saying it's bad. People in Wuhan were eating bats, or eating raw bats, eating raw snakes. I have a feeling that this was a virus that was purposely released. I was reading, some people saying that Wuhan has, you dumb dog, they keep going in and out of the dog door. Some people are saying that Wuhan has a basically bio facilities, and one of the viruses maybe gotten out. And I would believe that story more than somebody eating a bat or eating a snake, And then either way, the virus is out. What they're saying is that it takes about 2 weeks for the virus to show flu-like symptoms, and if not treated, it could turn into pneumonia, and you'll be dead by a week. Turn the light on. There we go. So they got the. I mean, they're losing hundreds of millions, if not billions, because all the closure. They're closing down. Train stations, malls, restaurants, stores, major chain restaurants like McDonald's and such. They're closing. Hong Kong closed their schools for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks makes sense because if a kid or a teacher comes down with the virus, let's say this week, if they're okay, come 2 weeks, then they can go back to school. Of course, kids are all celebrating, but of course they're going to have to make it up. So it's not a bad cigar. This is a rather light cigar. And of course, you got people saying things like, hey, the Asians eat bugs, dogs, bats, just weird shit. And I agree, we do eat weird shit. We do eat weird things, but in defense of Asians, we're not pushing it on anybody else. Asians aren't pushing the weird food that we eat onto the West. We eat and we keep it to ourselves. We're not pushing it on anybody else. We're not pushing it on the West. Of course, the people are pushing this weird Asian food, I guess, onto the West. Or of course your white liberals, telling people to eat insects, worms, maggots. Soy burger, Burger King's Impossible Burger. No, the Burger King's Impossible. Speaking of that, Burger King's Impossible Burger has been around for decades. It's better known as a soy burger. So a soy burger, by any other name, is a soy burger. And if you look up Burger King's soy burger, it has like a 1,000% more estrogen estrogen injection in it than what a I'm trying to compare it to something. Yeah, but basically they said it has like a 1,000% more estrogen in it than a non-soy burger. So if you were to eat a regular beef burger, compared to the Impossible Burger, basically you're eating like 1,000% more estrogen, and if neither men or women need extra estrogen, for there goes that, yeah, there goes a bang again. Yeah, 'cause last night I was in the bathroom and I heard a loud thud. The floor shook. I felt the floor under my feet shook. Yeah, I was in the bathroom, and that's the worst time. My first thought was, oh shit, man, is somebody just kicking my door? Because it was like a loud thud that I just heard a few seconds ago. It's like a loud thud. The floor shook. Now we do have constructions on our roads here, and the constructions crew do work at night. And sometimes the big 18-wheeler dump trucks, their tires will blow, and yeah, it is freaking loud. So I come out and wife's like, hey, I was like, hey man, you hear this? Yeah, there's this like a loud thud, a loud exploding noise, and the house shook. I was like, and I said, hey, the noise to me, I was in the bathroom, sounded like it was coming from the living room. And she's like, no, it sounded like it was coming from the side of the house I was in, the bathroom side. And my first thought was, okay, if it ain't, because I didn't hear my wife, screaming, anything like that, so it wasn't somebody kicking the door in, thankfully. Yeah, more than likely it was one of the 18-wheeler dump trucks blew a tire. Because I thought, okay, maybe a big branch, broke out one of the trees. It was windy last night. It's windy into the daytime here, and the wind has finally died down since I came out to have a smoke of a cigar here. The thing is, yeah, we do have trees around the house, but there's no. I had all the big branches that overhang the house. I had them trimmed back. So I was thinking, okay, I had all the big branches trimmed back, so none of them was overhanging into the house. So I don't think it was a big branch. And of course, daylight came. I walked around the house. There wasn't anything on the roof. So more than likely, it was just a, and thankfully it wasn't some, Tyrona Chad trying to kick in my door, my front door. So, so back to the weird food. Like I said, yes, Asians do eat, I guess, compared to what Westerners would compare or say is weird food. To me, it's not weird food because I grew up eating it. Of course, being in the U.S., we don't eat dogs here. Of course, there's a video. It's not on YouTube. It's on BitChute where, I guess someone's filming. I guess one of the streets in China where they had tables after tables of dogs that's been prepared and ready to be sold as meat. And here's the deal: I have nothing against people that eats dogs or cats. The only animal I would have an issue against would be eating humans. And yes, during the times of festivals, you do want to keep your dog in your house. And we've had some friends in China who had their dogs napped and we believe that the dogs were napped during the dog eating festival. I don't know what that, I forget what the name's called, but yeah, it's around that festival time. You want to definitely keep your dog in the house, and keep an eye on it. If you let it out to the porch, go out there with your dog. And of course, unless your apartment's on like the 10th story. If you're on like the 2nd story, then I guess they can climb up and grab and nap your dog, and then your dog will be on somebody's dinner plate. So that will be about the worst. Is that yes, people are having their dogs stolen for to be eaten. They do have dog farms where they raise dogs specifically for the purpose of eating. And again, I have no problem against it. Don't eat it myself. I got 2 dogs myself, and I consider them part of the family. It's just a cultural difference. And no, I don't agree with that liberal talking point of all cultures are the same, all cultures are equal. No, they're not. Cultures are different. Hence the eating the dog part. Over in China, not only certain parts of China. Because that video, I forget which part of China but basically that video that the person took comes from the part of China where they're known for eating dogs and having the dog eating festival. But if you go to like Beijing, northern China, if you go to southern China, around the Shenzhen, Hong Kong area, you're not going to find any dog market or dog meat market. You're going to have to specifically go to the province that has it. So I've been commenting on videos and threads saying, hey, it ain't Asians that you need to worry about. It's your white liberals in the West that you got to worry about, because these guys will have you eating, bugs, worms, maggots, rats, and dogs before you know it, whether you like it or not. Just like this vegan stuff they're pushing on us. It's like, I don't care for your Impossible Burger, Burger King, but if you're gonna push the soy burger on people, at least let people know that, hey, what you're eating is a soy burger, and one burger will give you man boobs. And if you're a woman, if you're a woman, what extra estrogen does to you is, of course, mood. If it wasn't bad enough already, but you're talking making women more temperamental, mood swing. Lots of women in the West are. Damn, what's that I'm trying to think of? It's called the Jekyll and Hyde. It's called the Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. Damn, what is it called? Trying to think of the word. What is that? Anyway, but the person will have wild mood swings. Like one moment they're happy, next moment they want to kill you, next moment they're crying and wanting to commit suicide. It's not split personality, damn it. But yeah, you probably can't think of it right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So hopefully, the Chinese government of course, all this, SARS, swine flu, avian flu, it's all coming out of China, man. And of course, China does have 1.4 million people in a landmass that's the size of North America, U.S. and Canada combined. or basically, it's like the U.S. It's like the U.S. with half of Canada, so they're not exactly as big as U.S. and Canada combined, but it's like the U.S. with half of Canada. Good light after dinner smoked cigar. This is the ash is kind of peppery, but CAO is a good brand. Can't go wrong with any line of CAO cigars. And of course, this one's V-cut. It is a torpedo. The head is a torpedo. It tapers in like a needle point, and the V cutter cuts it just fine. Actually, the V cutter, I actually prefer to use the V cutter. So yeah, so we'll get through this. Hopefully not too many Chinese folks croak. And of course, everybody in China right now is walking around wearing a mask, which in my opinion doesn't really help. But it's better. I guess it's better than being, no mask. So yeah, so a lot of the restaurants are closed. Everywhere you go, you gotta wear. It's mandatory. You gotta wear a mask. And hopefully they get through it, and hopefully it doesn't. The 2 cases in the U.S. Those patients have been quarantined. And if it gets bad enough, I guess the U.S. could just quarantine all flights that's coming from China, into the U.S. Just, I guess, quarantine the folks for 2 weeks. If you're not sick by then, or if you're not dead by then you're free to go wherever it is in the U.S. that you were visiting. Alright, so I guess I'll go ahead and do a Super Bowl prediction and call the video here. I will be rooting for KC. Patrick Mahomes coming from Texas Tech, and I think I forgot his high school. I think he came. I can't say, so I'm not going to say. I was thinking that his high school was also in Texas. Yeah, but he is a Texas Tech product. He seems to be kind of conservative leaning, and not a or a moderate person. He doesn't seem to be outright leftist, liberal leaning like a lot of the celebrities and athletes. So I'll be rooting for KC, but the few games that I've watched San Francisco, I watched 3 of the regular season games. They was all home games, and they look crisp. They look like a tough team. And of course, there are 2 playoff games were at home, so we'll see how San Francisco does away from home. Of course, San Francisco have to fly across the country from San Francisco all the way to South Florida, down there in Miami, to where KC's, of course, they're in the Midwest, so they don't have very far to go to get to South Florida. Let me get some water here. Of course, I didn't even know about this, but I guess San Francisco affirmative action hire. Of course, they hired some lady named Katie Sowen as an assistant coach. What she does as an assistant coach, I don't know. But of course, news are all jumping out and say, hey, she will be the first female assistant coach for an NFL team that goes to Super Bowls. Like, okay, I don't know what. And of course, I showed a picture. She's small. She looks like she's about 5'2", 100 pound. I don't know what position she coaches. But preferably, you want to hire someone who has, some college, if not some NFL experience for a coach or assistant coach. So I doubt she has any experience, beyond high school, when it comes to playing football. Now, of course, I do like their offensive coordinator, which is Eric Bieniemy. I remember watching him when he was, I guess, the running back for St. Louis Rams. I think it was the Rams. But anyways, I'll be rooting for Mahomes and KC. And I am a fan of San Francisco, but they're way down here, in the fandom. Of course, Cowboys up here. I got KC, Steelers, and as I mentioned in another video, the San Francisco that I like was the San Francisco back end of the Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young days, Today, San Francisco is more like a, you know what, you know, watch them more for nostalgia. But of course, they're in a new stadium now. It's not even named San Francisco anymore. So there's not much nostalgia there. And of course, being that San Francisco represents San Francisco, I'll be rooting against them just for that, you know, and Nancy Pelosi. So yes, go KC. Um, I have a feeling it's going to be, of course, KC is the favorite. Everyone's predicting it's going to be a blowout. You know, like a 40-something to 20-something blowout. I hope the blowout is, of course, KC with the 40-something, you know, and San Francisco with the 20-something, because I don't think this is going to be a close game. It's going to be one team's going to blow out the other team. Hopefully it's KC. So, so I'll be rooting for KC. But if I had to put money on this, I would put it on San Francisco. But of course, I'll be watching just for fun. Go KC, go Kansas City Chief. Hopefully you guys win. And I think this is my home's second or third year, maybe thinks his third year. And you know, hopefully, of course, he'll be getting his Super Bowl ring early. And from what I read up on KC, like all of their starters are slated to come back next year, and they're not being traded away, or there's no free agencies coming up. Well, that's it. I'll end the video here. Go KC. Thank you guys.